Greetings and welcome back to Room 303 in Sophomore English. We are in the MyPerspectives volume on page 217, Harriette Mullen's Elliptical. We are, of course, in Unit 2, Outsiders and Outcasts. So I'm going to obviously challenge you. How does this poem, Elliptical, relate to that topic? Now, our pen is in hand. We're ready to do a reading now. We'll go through some background information first, and then obviously we'll have a conversation afterwards.
Elliptical by Harriette Mullen. Poetry. Background.
We're on page 213.
Often represented with punctuation marks known as ellipsis points, is the omission, often intentional, of a word or words that would be needed for a thought to be complete. Sometimes the missing word or words are understood from context. Other times they are left to the reader's imagination. This poem, whose title means involving ellipsis, plays with both of these ideas. About the poet. Harriette Mullen, born 1953, grew up primarily in Texas and now teaches English at the University of California, Los Angeles. Mullen's poetry has been described as crossing lines between the political and the personal. Mullen credits much of her success to attending poetry readings in which she realized that poetry is not just something on the page, but instead something that has to be heard out loud to be fully appreciated.
Page 217.
Elliptical by Harriette Mullen. They just can't seem to. They should try harder to. They ought to be more. We all wish they weren't so. They never. They always. Sometimes they. Once in a while they. However, it is obvious that their overall tendency has been. The consequences of which have been. They don't appear to understand that. If only they would make an effort to. But we know how difficult it is for them to. Many of them remain unaware of. Some who should know better simply refuse to. Of course, their perspective has been limited by. On the other hand, they obviously feel entitled to. Certainly, we can't forget that they. Nor can it be denied that they. We know that this has had an enormous impact on their. Nevertheless, their behavior strikes us as. Our interactions, unfortunately, have been.
The power, of course, of this poem is that it speaks without speaking. We'll begin with the first word, they. The pronoun, of course, lacks an antecedent. That is to say, they who. So right away, notice the repetition. Now, if you're a good reader, you already were circling those theys. Obviously, those theys will separate from the we's of the poem. So right away, let's put this in our notes. We are dealing with a poem that is going to juxtapose those in and those out. Those who are us versus those who are them or they. Notice we'll begin by, they just can't seem to. What? Understand? Would maybe be what you'll put in the ellipsis. Now, some readers love to read this poem as filling in the blanks, and you certainly can play that game. They should try harder to. They ought to be more, and then obviously you can start filling it in. We might say understanding. We all wish they weren't so, they never, and then notice the power of the ellipsis. They always, sometimes they, once in a while, they notice the repetition of sometimes and once in a while. However, it's obvious, square the word obvious, because that's the irony of this poem. It isn't always obvious, is it? And yet it is obvious. Their overall tendency has been, the consequences of which have been, by the way, the implications, consequences, they don't appear to understand, right? This is a powerful insight moment. In other words, there's ignorance here. It isn't just born of hate. Much of it is ignorance, right? A misunderstanding. If only they could make an effort to. But that's maybe the key turning phrase in the whole poem. But notice, we know how difficult it is for them to. By the way, here, trying to reach some sense of understanding. There may be irony here, by the way, as well. Many of them remain unaware. Notice we come back to it. Some who should know better simply refuse to. Now, of course, that's a key line, because that's fundamentally what bias or prejudice really is, right? Of course, their perspective, and that may be the key word of the poem for us, the way we understand or see things, has been limited by On the other hand, notice we'll play this game one more time. On the other hand, they obviously feel entitled to. I would point out the word obvious and the power of the obvious. It's again being used again. Certainly, we can't forget that they, nor can it be denied that they. We know that this has had an enormous impact on their, and then again the use of the ellipsis. Nevertheless, their behavior strikes us. Now, some have said this is the key word of the poem. Strike, as in hit, as in force, right? Our interactions, unfortunately, have been, and I think that's the key word too, unfortunately, right? It's sad, it's tragic, when culture sometimes, or peoples sometimes, don't want to understand the other. They just want to understand themselves. All right, guys, at level 1, summarize quickly. At level 2A, what are the primary themes or messages here for you? What are we saying about us versus them? At 2B, well, obviously, we're playing around with the elliptical project here. At 3A, I would have you write down Emily Dickinson, who we will study more later in our time together, and certainly as juniors when we study American poets. Emily Dickinson sometimes would use the ellipsis, but most of the time she used the dash, and it played the same game. Finally, at 3B, have you ever felt like the they? And have you ever felt like the we? I hope you're challenged by a poem like this. Thank you.